But I get it though. Some people can't miss work. Like you gotta show up to work or you're not gonna get paid. But at the same time, it's like you gotta put them emotions to the side when you're dealing with mine. You know what I'm saying? Dap me up, dap me up. Give me two, dummy. Give me two. Yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing today? I'm so happy. I'll be so happy whenever I record these podcasts. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I click that button and I know I get to express my thoughts with you all and say I'm back to myself, you know, it actually helps me a whole lot doing this. Being able to speak these thoughts helps me come to other realizations within the phrases and the philosophies that I tell myself or read or whatnot. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, you know. I couldn't have nothing. I couldn't have this podcast really, like, if it weren't for y'all, for real. Y'all weren't listening, you know. So I appreciate everybody. I hope your day's been well. If you just got off work, you know, I feel for you. Feel for you. You know what I'm saying? I know it feels good. Know it feels good. Hitting that clock feels amazing. Walking out that door, walking away from that computer, doing whatever you gotta do. You can low key be still at work, but knowing you finna get off is like the best thing. Like there's been plenty of times to where I'd still be at work, but I know I'm about to get off. So it's like I get a whole nother energy boost. I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready. Not to do no more work, but hey, I'm ready to get out of here. But no, seriously, I feel for y'all. I know. For y'all that just got to work and y'all tuning in, I appreciate you. I hope you have a good night at work, good evening at work, good morning at work, whenever you decide to listen to this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, here we are, guys, back again on this Wednesday. Listen, today we're going to talk about new era education. New era education, you feel me? That's what we're talking about today. So, I'm going to start out with a story. But it's not really a story, it's just like some historical facts. So, you know, it's going to start out a little slow, but I got you. Level with me here for a second, right? So, the first affordable computer was the Altair 8800, and it was introduced in 1975. This year it is 2023, right? Yes. So that's about 48 years, right? The Altair 8800. The first computer introduced in 1975, right? So fast forward, IBM had a personal computer and Apple came out with the Apple II. This is in like the late 1970s, 1980s. You know, they put out their version of it. You know, they said, listen, it's time to level up. You feel me? Like that thing that y'all had back then, we need something that everybody can use. So the thing with these computers, they were more user friendly. They could do calculations. They were, of course, more affordable. They had word processing on it, and you could actually game on those computers. So yeah, that's when I believe like the mass adoption of computers started to come in, when Apple came out with the Apple II and IBM came out with their version of the computer. And so fast forward some more, you know, we are introduced to the internet, the World Wide Web, WWW. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that, right? Some of y'all was on the dark web. Some of y'all was on MySpace. Some of y'all, I mean, listen, back then, I don't know what was going on back then, but I'm just saying how everybody may relate to WWW, right? the internet, the World Wide Web. So now we're talking about 1980s, 1990s. It's 2023. Okay, so how many years is that? That's 23. We're talking about around 35 years or so the internet has been out. The internet gives you access to billions of people around the world, right? So a lot of people may not have people to communicate their thoughts with, or let's just say express their ideas with, or just somebody to talk to. The internet has billions and billions of people. It's been around for 35 years. So I just got one question. Why y'all not familiar with it? That's really my question. I did all that just to ask that one question. Why are y'all not familiar with the internet? Like, what is it? What you got against the internet? What has it done to you? Let me know. And even still, you can't let one bad situation ruin it for your whole life. Come on now. And you gotta also be accountable. Did that problem come up because of you? Or was it somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Everything really happens because of you, from my beliefs, right? I believe we all are in a position based off of our decisions that we made. So, though some things are uncontrollable. Why aren't y'all familiar with the internet? I still hear about people not knowing how to log into Google Chrome. People don't know what Safari is. People don't know how to operate within Google. I mean, I'm just saying, I was actually surprised. Listen, I was actually surprised because for the longest time, I thought that everybody had a computer, at least one computer in the whole household. I thought everybody had one computer, but no, they don't. No, they don't. And I know that's surprising, right? Because it was surprising to me. Maybe not to y'all, but I thought at least there was one computer in the household. But no, comes to find out, it's not. It's not. And I don't understand if the computer is 48 years old. Like, it grew up with some of y'all. That should be y'all friend. Like, and I'm talking about you older folks right now, right? Why are y'all so against it? Y'all seen it be birthed. Y'all seen that idea birthed. And then it grew up with y'all. Like, why don't y'all know how to operate on the internet? It's been around longer than us. I'm 29. It's been around longer than me, and I could operate it better than y'all, but y'all had more time to experience with it. And it's not like it's something that's irrelevant, right? I mean, most of everything has to deal with the internet nowadays. I'm having a hard time trying to figure that out. I really am. There's a lesson in that. And, I found this quote. And the quote says, where might my quote be? The quote says, be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. Chinese proverb. In other words, slow motion is better than no motion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why you just don't gradually try to grasp what's going on the internet. A lot of people are always complaining and saying, I don't got no money. These jobs ain't hiring. Do you know how much money is on the internet? Legal money. Legal. Legal. Legal money. And it's so much more money on the internet than it is in physical form. Because to be real, money is just numbers. When you think about it, it's just numbers. And there's even cryptocurrency that doesn't have a physical form. So I'm trying to understand, if there's so much money and we all need money, why haven't you at least got on the internet and try to find out how to make an income or get a job or like a second income or something. It's easy. You could do it from home. It's not even like you got to go anywhere. Do it from the comfort of your home and your blanket, under your blanket, and your drawers, whatever. Get on the internet. Get on the internet. See what I'm saying? I hope y'all don't think I'm just sitting here trying to convince y'all to do something and that you don't want to do or that you shouldn't do. Like, I mean, I kind of am convinced you to do something that you don't want to do, but it's not something that you shouldn't do. You should definitely be trying to figure out what's going on, especially in times like right now where you have artificial intelligence and they are creating fake voices and fake faces, and the voices may mimic someone that you love, and they could use that voice to scam you. Yes, AI does bad things too. I speak a lot of good on it, but it does bad things too. Believe it or not. Listen, there was this case where this girl, her grandparents called her, and her grandparents called her because somebody called her grandparents saying that it was her brother and that he was about to get in an accident, and then the phone just went out and they called her. She's breaking down crying. But like, I say all that to say, become familiar with what's going on in the world, because if you don't, you're gonna make yourself, you're kind of making yourself vulnerable to be a victim of all this stuff. Yeah, I still don't understand it. Some of y'all just grew up with the internet and y'all just don't want to mess with it no more. Yeah. And also, another thing. Let me move this notebook, this tablet. Right? So, also, think about the internet as it's an asset. It really is an asset. It can be I hate to say this because it's so obvious. It's so obvious. But the internet can definitely be a liability because it gives people entertainment, too much entertainment. And it's a place where people go to compare their lives. Like when they're on there, they're comparing their lives and to other people's lives. Listen, I get that part. It's always where you can find good, you're gonna find bad, and where there's bad, shit, you gotta search for the good. But there's good in it somewhere, right? Well, at least I would hope so. At least I would like to think so. But the internet is an asset. You can go on the internet and you can build a platform. Think about it like this. The internet in comparison to the physical space is like the world, like the globe, right? The internet is the world, and then within the world you have countries. So let's just say Instagram is a country. And inside those countries, North America, I would say, you have states. States could be our platforms individually. Like I have an Instagram account. 19 Keys have an Instagram account. Right? Leisure has an Instagram account. My homeboys and their wives and their kids all have Instagram accounts. All that is like property. All that's property. And you can then make money off of that alone if you build your property up and give it value. Right? So, for example, I've seen plenty of times where someone did make a name, like they had an Instagram page and they have thousands of followers, and a person or an entity will come to that person and say, "Hey, can you put my post on your page, or can you come into my restaurant and put it on your page, and we'll pay you for that?" It's just like the physical world, right? We buy land, and some people let people put billboards up in their yard or on their land. It's advertising somebody else's, but it's still yours. That's you gotta see the internet for good. You gotta see AI for its good, right? you're gonna get left behind. I've been saying this for like I was about to say I always been saying this, but no, I haven't. I've been saying this for like the last 2 weeks. Our grandparents, right? I'm 29. My grandparents grew up introduced to computers and the internet, and our parents lived through that wave. I was born, right? And now I'm being introduced to AI. My kids are gonna live through that wave. But the thing is, I'm not gonna do like a lot of you all and not pay attention to what's around me. It's important to know what's going on in this world, as far as, especially with technology. There's a technology war going on right now. I don't know if y'all know this, right? You know, there's a war going on right now, a technology war with this whole AI thing. Did y'all know that? Look into that. All right. Look into that. They're wanting to put a halt on the development of AI. And I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, anyways, there's a war going on right now with this AI thing. Pay attention. Pay attention. Don't live in a world and not know what's going on. And then, especially if your kids are going to be living in it, you need to know the ins and outs of it, the good and the bad, and you know what I'm saying? So that way they can't be getting over on you. Like, you know, kids always be trying to get over on their parents some kind of way. Like, I'm not talking about like something crazy, but kids be trying to get over on their parents. So know the ins and outs of it. It's important. I talk about it a lot. If you want to follow my Instagram page, it's askgabriel_, AskGabriel_ on Instagram. But yeah, that's just my opinion on everything. Learn what's going on. So also, if you how do I put this? If you see that your kid is very interested in something and they're like really locked in, focused on it, and I'm more or less talking about right now, I'm talking about gaming, because it's gonna be a huge thing. Whereas back in the day, I would be playing a game, my mom be like, "Boy, if you don't get off that game and go to sleep," or "Boy, if you," I'd be like, "Mom, it's like 6 o'clock." But no, seriously, I'd be wanting to play the game, but you know what I'm saying? She wouldn't let me. She said she seen it as a waste of time, and a lot of other people's parents did too. But I mean, I understand, right? Whenever you don't know the world, the realm of gaming and the possibilities within it, you wouldn't see it. Though I wasn't thinking about, I wasn't in the realm of gaming. I was just gaming. I was just trying to play the game. You feel me? Like, I'm a kid. But no, seriously though, if you see your kid is locked in on something like gaming, especially now moving forward, there is money in that. They can build whole lifestyles off of that and support the whole family if they're disciplined and consistent and have good content, of course. You know, it takes discipline, consistency, uh, patience to build a community, all that. Like, there is money in it. If you go on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with Speed. I Show Speed on YouTube. Very, very rich. Casanat on Twitch. Well, I don't know about right now, but Casanat, very, very, very rich on Twitch. Then you got Bruce. You got RAG. Like, it's a lot of them. Nick Merck. Like, it's a lot of people doing this gaming. And not even necessarily gaming. They're in a sense just on their computer going over funny videos or talking to the people in their chat. And listen, just take interest in what your kids are interested in, because there is money in it. A few years ago, there was a kid named Booga that was playing. He was really good at Fortnite, and he entered a Fortnite tournament, and he won $3 million. $3 million. It's crazy. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. $3 million, I could do a lot with that, and I'm pretty sure y'all could too. So, like I say, take interest in what they're interested in. Whoa, I think I messed up on my slide. Oh yeah, yeah. That's where I was. So, uh, yeah, I'm not even gonna go into that. I was gonna say something about college, but I'm not gonna slam the college at this time. It's needed for a lot of professions like doctors, dentists, etc. I think I think if they I think but I do have this thought that like if a doctor or a dentist or somebody that's been in school for a very long time finish their degree with exceptional grades or whatnot and they meet certain qualifications, I feel as if, you know, and I'm pretty sure other people feel this way. I'm not sure why it isn't a thing for these people that are a necessity. Like we need these people. I feel as if their degree, a large portion, should be refunded to them. You know, to I to propel their I don't know, to propel their life. They've been in school so long and had to learn so much. Not saying that other people don't go through a lot of things, but you know, we should reward them for wanting to do for humanity in a way. You know, doctors and dentists. That's just how I feel. But like I said, I'm not gonna slander college. I'm not gonna say anything bad about college. I talk enough about it in the public school system, which I'll talk about later again, I'm sure. Yeah. But listen, if you playing a game, go get you a mic, go get you a camera. You know, start streaming, build your community, be patient. It's not gonna come right away. Don't be looking for money right away. Take your time, learn the ins and outs of streaming, learn what it takes to be a good streamer, build your community, and then later go make some money. Right? Have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, slow motion is better than no motion. Slow motion is better than no motion. But today, what I really wanted to talk about, what I really wanted to talk about was online education, right? Online education. I was first introduced to online education between the years of 2009, 2012. Yeah, 2009, 2012 is when I was first introduced. I was in high school and you know, there was a large room that was filled with computers and you know, even though the kids in there wasn't really doing their work, that's when I was first introduced to it, right? I would walk past there all the time and be like, yo, I need to get in that class. You know what I'm saying? They don't be doing nothing. But online education, that's not my point. I probably didn't do this justice by saying that, but still, that's how it was back then. It's better now, right? Everything upgrade. So in the early 2000s, it wasn't very popular due to relativity, right? It wasn't really too popping. But over the next 10 years, it grew to a $32 billion industry. And that's what a B. That's what a B. 10 years, it grew to a $32 billion industry, which is crazy. A lot of people started, like, I guess, not seeing value in public education, or I'm not sure what went on in between in those 10 years, but $32 billion industry. Then of a more recent study in 2021, the pandemic hit and everyone was home. The pandemic. No, y'all, the pandemic was crazy. Like people walking around with face masks. They had curfews. You couldn't be outside by past a certain time. I'm out here like, come on. Like, y'all gonna tell me I gotta be in the house? Why I gotta be in the house is everybody else in the house? I can be outside. I ain't gonna, like, what's gonna happen if everybody else in the house? You feel me? I was almost afraid to go in my backyard, to be honest with you, because like the cops would be riding through the neighborhood, and I'm like, yo, I wonder if they see me outside. Yeah. Anyways, the pandemic hit. Everybody home. You know, people getting sent home from their jobs. People getting, you know, laid off from their jobs. Kids are getting out of school. Like no more school. You know, everybody doing online learning. Man, that time was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This, you know, that is really a weird time right there. I'm not gonna lie. They force people to get the shot. If you don't get the shot, you can't go back to work. Okay, let me get back on top of the subject. So in 2021, 2000s, it wasn't relative, right? Online education wasn't really like you popping. 10 years later, it grew. 2010, it grew to a $32 billion industry. 10 years later, 2021, pandemic hit, getting sent home, everybody losing jobs. People needed to learn skills. Kids needed it still to go to school. Online education blew up. The market shot up to an estimated of $218 billion. $218 billion. From 2010 to 2021, it went up drastically. Almost 180 million, right? No, 80 billion. That is insane. Ever since then, it's been increasing. Studies show that by the year 2026, it's projected to be, take a guess. Okay? It's projected to be $370 billion industry. So in 3 years, they expect it to go up, what, $162 billion? Listen, online education, don't sleep on it. There's value there. You obviously see that. If you a teacher and you teach in a public school and you don't feel like you're making enough money, they ain't paying you for what you're worth. Listen, the money's there. I've been preaching this from I don't know how long. The money is there. You can do it. You can do it. I promise. You just got to take your time and learn how to work some of this new technology, right? Doesn't take much. Especially with the knowledge you already have, it won't take you long. So, schooling has changed. Getting an education and learning skills have changed. For example, where some people go to college to learn programming, I actually take a course called, I take a course at an academy called DevSlopes, DevSlopes. DevSlopes. We communicate through Discord, which is it's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool. You get a community, people that's always starting. So no matter how slow you're going, you will pretty much always have somebody that's like right around the area that you're in that you can work with. They have you can pretty much ask people questions all the time, professors included. They have times during the day where they'll say, "Hey, meet me for this meeting. We have an open session right now," like all throughout the day, like all times of the day. You have platforms like Khan Academy, Coursera, edX, and Udemy, who all teach a variety of courses and skills to prep you for the real world at a significantly low cost. Things like financial literacy, taxes, cybersecurity, programming, and a whole lot more, which we all know public schools do not do that. A public school is not really going to teach you that. Let me chill out. I said, listen, this is how I get thinking about public school and how I had to go through that to listen. So yeah, again, you have platforms like Khan Academy, Coursera, edX, and Udemy, who all teach a variety of courses and skills to prep you for the real world at a significantly low cost. They also teach the things that public school teach too. So like I said, things like financial literacy, taxes, cybersecurity, programming, a whole lot more. If a child needs extra help and wait, what did I say? If a child needs extra help and oh yeah. I'm sorry. I just got confused with my notes. But if a child needs extra help, there's tools like ChatGPT by OpenAI you can use to create a curriculum that caters to the child's need with a single prompt, or with a few prompts, you could have a whole curriculum. Like that is so key right there. Like I don't think, because a lot of times I feel like these kids go into school and these teachers aren't really great teachers, and a kid is being a kid. right? What type of training do you have with kids? We know you know how to put this on a board and get an answer, but what training do you have with kids and understanding how a kid think, you know? And then they want to say, yeah, he needs to be put on Ritalin or he needs to be put on Adderall. Like, don't listen. You can do this from home. I've said this before. You and a few more people that think alike want to get your child homeschooled. If one of y'all perhaps to work from home, you can hire 2 or 3 teachers. You know, between 3 families, that's 6 people. You pay that teacher a salary. I'm just saying it could work. That's just one way though, right? That's just one way. There's plenty of other ways that you can go about doing it. But again, so if a child needs help and there's tools like ChatGPT by OpenAI you can use to create a curriculum that caters to the child's needs with a single prompt, or with a few prompts, you can have a whole curriculum to cater to their needs, to give them all the extra help that they may need. Again, it's cheaper. So much cheaper. You can literally teach yourself anything. I mean, of course, I would fact check it. I'm not saying anything, right? Because I gotta be real. I gotta be real specific. Because we got a lot of critics out there. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna try to correct me. But for y'all that get it, you get it, right? You can teach yourself just about anything with ChatGPT if you know how to prompt it. And then if you don't know how to properly prompt, you can go to Udemy, which is a platform that I just mentioned, and they have cheap courses on there for maybe, you know, you can catch flash sales. They do flash sales all the time. I caught a flash sale. I bought a course for $20. Its original price is like $180, but I caught one for $20. Then I bought it and I learned how to prompt really well. Basically, all you do is get on there and ask it questions. Hey, I need you to, or just tell it to perform a task. Hey, I need you to create a curriculum for my kid that has autism. And I need you to give me, you know, whatever, like however many like worksheets you need, problems, whatever. Like it caters to every need. You input the age, you input anything. Okay. Yeah, I just have a problem with these public school systems and private school systems. It's like 4 to 8 years of college, and you still want me to have a year of experience, bro? Like I just went to school. I just took out this loan. Listen, I just took out this loan, and I just went to college that you gave me this loan for 4 to 8 years, sometimes even more. And you want and you want me, like, these places want me to have another year of experience when I got y'all on my back. Listen, Stank, if you don't go ahead and give me my start day, stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, I don't understand that. I just went to school for 8 years and you still want me to have a year of experience. Like, I'm trying to get it. When do I stop? But listen, yeah. School is just different now. It's real different. You got a lot of other things to think about too. The public school systems is way different. Way different. You know, you got teachers bringing in emotional ASSES in the classroom with problems from home and take it out on your kid. Y'all going through a divorce, like they going through a divorce, they going through whatever at home, and they coming in mad and think they about to talk crazy to my son, my daughter. Hold on, y'all, why y'all stay home? You know what I'm saying? But I get it though. Some people can't miss work. Like you gotta show up to work or you're not gonna get paid. But at the same time, it's like you gotta put them emotions to the side when you're dealing with mine. You know what I'm saying? Dap me up. Give me 2, dummy. Give me 2. Yeah. It's just be like, I get it though. They come in all tight, mad, on fire. And then your kid out there playing around, laughing, giggling, not paying attention. Yep. You ever seen what it's like You ever been to a cookout and then they put in the fluid in there and then they light that thing up and they go, whoo. Yeah, basically what's going on. That's what's going on. Then you got badass little other kids. You got bad kids. They be some bad kids in these schools, man. And I get it, kids gonna be kids, but like some of them just bad. Like they learning stuff from home and cousins and bad. Like you don't know who these people are. Your kids don't know who these people are. You don't know what they being taught at home, and most importantly, you don't know what access to weapons they have at home. And now we have the problem. My kid is being a kid. Your kid is being a kid. They playing. One gets hurt. One can't take the joke or take whatever that well. He goes home, gets a weapon, brings it to school. Trouble. You know what I'm saying? Public schools, it's not like the security safety measures in some of these schools aren't up to like they aren't like it's like we see it so often. I don't understand why money isn't just dumped. Why isn't a requirement for all schools to have some type of security level, like as far as like, you know, checking when they come in, or like they have to walk through the scanners to see if they got anything. I'm just saying, where the money going? And you also got agendas being pushed. Listen, I'm not a fan of public schools. Great like that. I'm not a fan. I'm just not. For those who are happy with it, I love that for you. I really do. I love that for you. But listen, it's not for me. You know, I get passionate about educating and the programming that's done to kids, yo. Like I really do. I don't have any of my own at the moment, but I know some kids that I love like they're my own. Not gonna lie. I get passionate about it because I reflect on, like I see it's not really their fault, right? They just get programmed mad early, and they can only imitate what they see. So it's like you setting them up to repeat the same cycle that you went through. I don't get it, yo. With that, I leave two quotes, right? The first one is by Noam Chomsky. Yeah. The whole educational and professional training system is a very elaborate filter, which just weeds out people who are too independent and who think for themselves and who do not know how to be submissive and so on, because they're dysfunctional to the institutions. And I get that. They saying your kid don't pay attention and whatnot, you know, or whatever, because they think for themselves. Like they're not telling you that exactly like that, but that's what it is. That's what it is. The whole educational and professional training system is a very elaborate filter, which just weeds out people who are too independent and who think for themselves and who do not know how to be submissive and so on, because they're not dysfunctional to the institution. Noam Chomsky. The second one, short and simple. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. Mark Twain. Yeah. Tell you, man. It's real out here. But listen, I would say pay attention, think more, and if something seems like if you did want to put your kid in homeschool and you couldn't come up with a plan on your own, there's other people with like minds that may have ideas that work for you. Or maybe they say something that sparks an idea in your mind and y'all could just work something out. You know, it can happen. Don't just deny it because you ain't got the money right now. Think about how you can get the money, how you can afford it. I read that in a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. It was like, you know, don't I can't say it verbatim, but it was like, stop saying that you don't have the money and think about how you can afford it. It was something in that area, you know. But anyways, yeah. Talk to people, socialize, pay attention to what your kids got going on, pay attention to the world around you, and become familiar with the internet. You know, it feels so good to make some money on the internet, especially when you ain't had to do much for it. You do it in the comfort of your home, and it's not like you clocking in for it. Like, it feels so good. I'm telling you, I did a thing today as far as made some money on the internet. And listen, I put together a formula for the next people who's going to want this service. Listen, I might be set. Yeah, I might be set. But I'll tell y'all about that Monday, because I don't want to say anything too early as far as like what I did, what I actually did. But I used ChatGPT to do it. So with that being said, you should know that the work was coming from me was minimal. But yeah. So next we have the segment AI. This segment is one of my favorite because we talk about African intelligence rather than artificial intelligence. But we also, it's kind of like we put both of them together. You ever seen Dragon Ball Z when they do the fusion? Yeah. We combine African intelligence and artificial intelligence. Great African people or melanated people, African American, African, whatever, African descent. We put that and AI artificial intelligence together, and we talk about some people that's doing great things in the space. So first, we have Dr. Burge, virtual reality therapy. So Dr. Burge has also worked on developing virtual reality therapy for children with autism. The therapy uses immersive experiences to help children with social and communication skills, such as recognizing emotions, practicing social interactions, and improving eye contact. Dr. Jamaica Bird is most well known for her work in developing AI-powered tools for children with autism. Some of her popular innovations include, some of these are very cool though. You gotta check these out. Listen. Emotion detection. Dr. Bird and her team have developed a system that uses AI to detect the emotions of children with autism. The system analyzes facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language to provide real-time feedback to the child and their caregiver. That's pretty fire. The next one of hers is natural language processing. Dr. Burge and her team have also developed natural language processing, short for NLP. What NLP is, natural language processing, tools to help children with autism communicate more effectively. The NLP tools use AI algorithms to analyze the child's speech patterns and provide real-time feedback to help them improve their communication skills. Nice. So the third one, right, of hers, interactive learning games. Dr. Burge, listen, and this one is key though. Kids love games, right? So check this one out. Pay attention. Dr. Burge has also developed interactive learning games that use AI to adapt to the kids' learning style and level of understanding. The games are designed to be engaging and fun while also helping children with autism learn and practice important skills. Jamaica Burge. Dr. Jamaica Burge. I apologize. JAMIKA BURGE. Yeah. Yeah, that's her. But I got one more though. I usually only do one, but this next one I came across was very, very interesting, right? Like, I find it amazing whenever somebody can't talk or see, and they do great things, right? I believe it's Helen Keller, famous author, writer. I think she was blind and deaf or something like that. It's crazy how I just don't understand. I really don't understand. But, you know, you got Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. There's plenty more, but I just can't think of them right now. Anyways, who I'm talking about today is Dr. Joshua. I don't want to butcher the last name, but it's Miele. Dr. Mealy? Dr. Millie? Dr. M is what I'm going to call him, okay? Or she, her, or him. Or, yeah. Dr. M is a blind scientist and researcher who has dedicated his work to developing technology for people with visual impairment. He is the director of the Lighthouse Labs at the Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired in San Francisco, and has developed several AI-powered tools to help the people with visual impairments navigate the world. Right? Listen to some of these things. So cool. So cool. The blind, these words is crazy. The Blind Arduino project. Arduino project. Dr. M and his team developed an open source hardware and software platform called Blind Arduino that allows visually impaired people to program and build their own electronic devices. That's dope. That is so dope. The Wayfinder. This is another one. Wayfinder is a system that uses a combination of cameras and AI to guide people with visual impairments through indoor spaces. It can detect obstacles and provide audio feedback to help users navigate safely. Tell me that's not dope, bro. Like, that is crazy. I love, and he's blind himself, so it's like insane how he's creating these inventions, like innovating these inventions. Like, it's amazing. Shows us we don't have no excuse. The next one, the last one, right? The Audio Description Project. Dr. M is also the founder of the Audio Description Project, which aims to provide audio descriptions of movies and television shows for people with visual impairments. Dr. Miele. Joshua Miele. Give it up for these people. Great people, man. Great people. I love to see, I always try to do this every episode, and I'm going to continue to do this because I love enjoying. I love enjoying. I enjoy learning about African Americans in the AI space because I'm very heavily time invested in the AI space, and it just feels good. It feels good. But with all that being said, that is a wrap for this week's episode. I hope that you all have learned something. I hope that I have sparked some ideas. I hope that I have given you motivation to, be more present in your kid's life. I hope that you feel the need to learn the internet and the world around you, not for your own benefit, but for the ones that you love. And like I said again, slow motion is better than no motion. Say it with me one time. Slow motion is better than no motion. Listen, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for checking out the episode, tuning in, following the podcast on all media outlets. Means a lot to me to see even just one person that listened to it, right? Because I'm new to this, but it gives me motivation to know that somebody's listening. It gives me motivation, And to, what's gonna I think gonna get me to the next level is actually hearing the feedback from y'all. Like, that's gonna be huge for me, hearing the feedback, and saying that what I've told you has helped you in some sort of way. That's gonna help me, I guess, motivate me, influence me to keep going. I'm gonna do it regardless. I believe so. I say my prayer and whatnot to keep me motivated and consistent and disciplined. But yeah, with all that being said, thank y'all for joining. Follow the podcast on all media platforms to stay updated, at the Site Expansion Podcast. Make sure to rate the podcast 5 stars, like, subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts at. Like always, be great today. Yeah.